Now we are ready for cleaning up. So in preparation for storing our plate, earlier on I told you you can cut apart a paper bag. I'm going to cut it up further so that I've got a temporary wrapping for my oily plate. Because usually, even after we do our best, put that over there, to get the oil and the grease off, something remains. So I'm just going to give myself this as a spot for it to be wrapped up in when I'm done. All right. So the cleanup, as you know, whenever you're dealing with ink and cleanup, you're going to put your gloves on. And we've got a plate to clean, we've got a brayer to clean, and this is a lot different than being in the print lab. Can't even get my gloves on. Okay, so I got my gloves, I got my inky plate, I got my ink world, I've got my veggie oil, I've got my rags. Oh, look at that, got a little ink bomb tail. I've got a garbage bag, I've got my beautiful cling wrap for making a new ink bomb, and I've got a Ziploc bag for my plate once I get done. So earlier on, we did a print with that really thin Asian weight paper, and this is what piece of the proofing paper that I had taped down. I'm actually going to be using that initially for part of my cleanup. I'm also going to grab my little cut pieces of newsprint, paper bag. So to start this out, most of you did not get a, what's it called? Oh no! A razor blade scraper, which is what we use at the lab. I'm realizing I need to do something first, you guys. In preparation for this, look at my ink. It's totally relaxed and happy and oozing over here. So I'm going to obviously have to clean this acrylic sheet up. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is get that relaxed ink bomb contents wrapped into a new ink bomb. So what you do is you open up a sheet of plastic and you double it on itself. So you've got a nice thickness that you can center it in. So once you've got that out, I am a slob, so I'm going to put my gloves back on. Put my glovies on. I'll get this back over here. Make sure that I'm on a piece of plastic. I'm going to save the world from a little less wasted ink. So I'm going to scoop this up, and I'm going to put my finger, my posing hand, underneath the plastic, and then squish that excess ink onto the plastic. And I'm going to take my ink bomb. I think I'm hungry. You guys always hear me getting hungry when I ink. And I'm squeezing out that excess ink back into the center of the plastic. All right. This is where tight-fitting gloves would be pretty good. So now I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to kind of pinch the plastic and squeeze the excess ink into the plastic. Now this beauty is going to go immediately into that little plastic bag. I'm going to grab my trusty palette knife, scoop up that remaining amount on my acrylic sheet, do that same thing, and I'm going to do this because I can't tie knots with my gloves on. So I'm going to set this over here. And look at that, so gorgeous. Then I kind of fold the ink onto itself. And I kind of squish it. And I roll. And then I twist the end. Look at that, I still got ink on myself. That was too small of a tail. I should have made it longer. That's what's lovely about demos. Show people what goes wrong. So actually what I'm doing is I'm kind of squeezing the ink this direction in an attempt to make a longer tail. There it is. There's the end. So what you could do, better than I did, is just tear off a longer piece of plastic. My piece of plastic wasn't that long. So like 24 inches. So now I'm squeezing it again from this end. So I have a little bit more room. And then if I had to, I could sheet, which I might do now because I'm getting tired. Is if I can't grab that little tail, what I can do is make a little end like this, because I'm going to need ink again tomorrow. So I'm just making a little nubbin because I didn't have enough, how embarrassing, I didn't have enough plastic. So what I'm going to do is it's folded in on itself, but I'm just going to take the tape and just close it that way. So when I come back again to ink again, I'll just cut this end off. So this will be perfectly good for temporary storage. Isn't that cute? It's kind of an injured ink bomb, but it's still working.